that's pay-per-view, guys. And you don't get a lot of that stuff.
All right,
No,
go
but
one day.
How's it going, everyone? This is True Savage representing the Sci-Fi Society, and joining me, my guest, finally making his Sci-Fi Society debut on a video discussion, my friend, fellow Godzilla enthusiast, Alzilla09. And welcome, finally, Al, to
Uh,
the Sci-Fi Society.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
And it's been a long time coming, man. And what a better way to have this small introduction of Alzilla into the Sci-Fi Society officially with the film we're going to be talking about, Godzilla versus the Sea Monster, aka Ebirah Horror of the Deep, 1966. And yes, I know people might be, before the freaking elitists try to correct me. Yeah, it was the Godzilla versus the Sea Monster wasn't released till 1968. Yes, I know that. In the American release, we all know that. Al knows that. Every Godzilla fan knows that. But
Yes.
yeah, just wanting to add more. Just wanting to add more info on that. Alzilla, welcome, and everyone who is watching. We are the Sci-Fi Society, and this is volume 31 of the Sci-Fi Society. So we got to keep it going. Maybe, hopefully, we can hit 40. Maybe before 2027. Maybe before 2028. So, Godzilla versus the Sea Monster. One of my favorite. Probably, it's up there. It's probably in the top 3 of my favorite Godzilla films growing up as a kid, especially in the Showa era. And first off, before I get into any type of facts on the film, since this is Al's first video discussion, I want to get I want to go make a deep dive with him and how he started, how Godzilla came into his life, how he was introduced, when, how, where, and Al, my brother, time for you to take it away, man, and just give us info on when you were introduced, how you were introduced to the Big G Godzilla.
Yeah. Okay, so it all started when I was a little kid. I was a huge dinosaur nut. It all started with my love of dinosaurs. I love Jurassic Park, and my first introduction to Godzilla was the 1998 film. Yes, I know that it is one of the most hated movies ever, but that movie opened the door, to the franchise for me. And after I saw Godzilla 98, I started to rent the original 1956 movie, Godzilla King of the Monsters, the American cut of the original film. Keep in mind, back then, I did not know this was a long-running franchise at the time. Yes. I did not know that, this was a series of so many movies. I saw the movie with Raymond Burr. As a little kid, I did not know that movies were made in black and thought that something was wrong with the screen, and even a kid, I thought one point I thought the movie was called Reptar, the dinosaur from Rugrats.
Yeah,
but then that's when I started to rent more movies. After Godzilla King of the Monsters, it was King Kong versus Godzilla. And then, when Godzilla 2000 came out in theaters in the year 2000, me and my dad went to see it. And that's when my love for Godzilla, happened. I fell in love with the character. I wanted to see more movies. I wanted to, get to know the franchise and whatnot. And through Godzilla, I got introduced to other monsters from Japan like Gamera, as well as, series like Ultraman. So yeah, like, Godzilla's always been a part of my life, and I wouldn't be the person I am if it weren't for the big G.
Absolutely. You wouldn't be Big Alzilla if it wasn't for the big G.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's another
Oh
one right here.
yes. Yeah. Yeah.
No, I agree. No, I totally feel you on that, man. And yeah, it's that's why whenever I have somebody, especially somebody who's a first time around here, I like
Hmm.
to ask them, questions and tell them about, just like Al described his upbringing with Godzilla, seeing '98, and I mean everybody, everybody has their, everybody's entitled to their opinion, but '98 is not that bad of a film for me. I just
Yeah,
if
I
it was,
agree with
yeah,
you.
if it was anything called, if it was a movie that was not called Godzilla, I would have loved it. But
Me too.
it's but unfortunately it's still a movie. It's still a movie that I respect. I mean, yeah, it's not the best movie. It's not in my top, it's obviously not in my top 10, but or even my
Yeah.
top 20. But
Yeah.
it's still you still got to give some credit to it being released during that time, especially in the late '90s.
Hmm.
And you just
Yeah.
mentioned that it was your introduction to Godzilla, and then when you started, when you clarified that you didn't know that this was a long lasting franchise, a long lasting series that goes back all the way back to the '50s. It's understandable, and just mention that right here. I'm wearing the shirt, Godzilla right there. So it's like you don't,
It was
I don't, yeah,
Shen.
exactly, yeah. So it's like me, as far as the type of person, I'm not one of those elitists. I'm not one of those that gets has to correct people or has to be like, oh no, you got the year wrong. Oh no, it was supposed to be this version of the suit. It's supposed to be this year. It's supposed to be that's the real name of this Japanese actor. Like I'm not like that. I'm very
Yeah.
subtle. I'm very subtle, and I'm not. I know. Do we know a lot about Godzilla? Fuck yes, we do. But do we flaunt it
Yeah.
like it's? Do we flaunt it like our shit don't stink? No, not at all.
No, 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 no.
No, it's that's why the Sci-Fi Society for me, even though it's like it's been restarted and it's been there's been a lot of things I wanted to change, not change, but literally just you want to look at things differently when you
Oh
as you
yeah.
age. Yeah, as you age, you get older. Finding out more about even this film that we're going to talk about, like this is my favorite, probably my favorite Godzilla suit version, the 60, the
Mhm.
65 or 66.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of people, you know maybe who are more casual won't, don't know that this Godzilla suit was in Godzilla versus Monster Zero, aka Invasion of the
Yeah.
Astro.
Oh yeah. I
And
agree. I agree.
I think I think they just touched it up and they patched it up and they did some repairs and they used this one because remember another thing. Well, I'm gonna pass it to back to Alzilla about who the original
Yeah.
protagonist of this film was going to be. So let's talk about that real quick. Who was going to be the original antagonist? I'm sorry, the original protagonist of this film. Take it away, Al. Oh, he froze. You there, Al? Yep, Al's frozen. Al, you there? Sorry, folks who are watching. We're having a little bit of technical difficulties. Al, you there?
See, a
Okay, Al, can you hear me? Yeah, you're breaking up. You're breaking up in and out, man. Okay. Yes, sir.
yeah, I don't know what happened.
No, it's okay, man. It's things like that happen, man. I apologize. Let me just see if I can just remove this one because you had to come back. So let me remove this
Yeah.
one. Okay, so now and another thing. Let me just double see if I can get this going better. Oh, here we go. All right, that's a lot better, man. Okay.
All right.
So yeah, so sorry about that. Man, if it happens, bro. If something like that does not happen, and there's never going to be a perfect video discussion or pre-recording or live stream. So going back to your saying, let me ask the question again so you can clarify it.
Yeah.
Who was supposed to be the original protagonist of this film?
That's a good one because see, originally, this was supposed to be a King Kong film, titled Operation Robinson Crusoe, I believe King Kong versus Ebirah. But unfortunately, you know, Toho did wrote the script, but because our RKO, Rankin Bass was doing that animated King Kong show, and they
Yeah,
wanted to make a movie based on that show. And when they read the script, they thought that the script didn't mash with the cartoon
yeah,
very well. I don't know why. So, they decided to replace King Kong with Godzilla instead.
yeah, absolutely. Hey, man, last minute changes and Toho knows what they're doing, especially knowing that Godzilla still had all of that star power and would
Yeah.
just literally lure in the
Yeah.
true kaiju true kaiju fans and of all ages, at that time, still in the 60s. So, but I think,
Exactly.
I mean, I don't think it would have been a bad film, but knowing how, just me knowing how Kong don't have a lot of what Godzilla has as far as physicality and body structure, I think Ebirah would have
Yeah.
gave Kong a run for his money. Just drown fucking Kong. Just
I
drown.
agree. I agree. I mean, I feel like Ebirah to me works better as a Kong monster than a Godzilla monster because, I mean, Ebirah's just a giant lobster. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
he has claws and such, but against Godzilla, I mean, that's like, Godzilla would just make him sushi.
yeah, or,
Yeah.
or something like calamari, crab cakes. no,
Yeah.
but a deep fried
Yeah.
deep fried crab cakes.
Oh, yeah.
But
Deep fried
no,
crab
or
cakes.
or like what do you call it? He'd probably make a nice, beautiful, giant lobster tail dinner. But
Oh, yeah.
yeah, but here's the thing, man. I'm gonna say that before we get into the specifics of the film and start talking about and reviewing the film. I got love for Ebra, man. I got love for a lot of the obscure
Mm.
um kaiju's of that era, Showa era, and I really did like his redesign that they brought back from what is it called? Final Wars. It looked pretty imposing, pretty sick.
Oh, yeah.
And but I mean, I was even gonna buy the figure of Ebra just to have it, just so because it's like I said,
Yeah.
it's a movie that I saw when I was a kid. It's like it's a movie one of the first movies I ever recorded on VHS. Man, remember I'm old. Al, you're
Mm.
still young, bro, but I'm 45. So
I hear you,
um,
man.
and I had to record this on TBS in I think it was 1989 or 90, and when VCRs were the big thing, man. And and it was easy because you could record it. And at least back then, I watched so much TV, as you know, in the '90s, that there was a lot of, especially on TNT, that there was always commercials saying, okay, well, this is the, Godzilla vs. Sea Monster is going to come out on Saturday, TBS certain time, whatever. And then there was another one where it was on TNT where it was Grandpa Monster, I think, from the Monsters, that would he would host TNT's Super Scary Saturday, and or Super Scary Saturday, something like that. And they showed one where it was Godzilla versus the Sea Monster, and then he would dig up the we call it the reels of film in those big old freaking tin, those tin covers. And yeah, it's this, just talking about the movies already bringing back such nostalgia, and I'm really loving it, man. And I really love this film. As a matter of fact, before we start, since I got my little 2 cents in on when I started watching it, when did you first see this movie?
I first saw this movie when I bought the DVD on FYE. As a kid, I wanted to see it, but got to, though. However, now that I finally watched it, I could say it's a very enjoyable film. Flawed. It's not perfect, but I do have fun with it, even though, in my honest opinion, I feel like, Godzilla on an island movies kind of, tend to bore me a little.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like I said, everyone has their niche. Everyone has their recommendations of what they love, what they like, movies that their favorites. They have everybody's gonna have their how can you say it, their own. They're gonna have their loves for certain films and anything like that. And I'm not gonna, like I said, we don't bash each other on oh, this is this and that. We don't do that stuff, man. We don't say, oh,
No.
how dare you, Alzilla, think that this film can be boring. How dare you? Now we don't do none of that stuff.
Yeah,
Man.
Yeah,
Like,
and I agree. I mean, everybody has their own opinions. There are Godzilla fans that love this movie, and there are Godzilla fans that hate this movie. Me, I see it more as a guilty pleasure. Like, yeah, it's not the best movie ever, but I still have fun with it. Like so many other Godzilla movies, like Godzilla's Revenge and Godzilla Kong, The New Empire, and so on and so forth.
yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. And it's like I said, it to me, I guess you can, for me, I guess you could call it kind of a guilty pleasure, but it's more like a nostalgic rewind of my childhood, and I guess that's why I love it so much. Is because, and I'll mention too, like that Ghidorah, the three-headed monster, was the very first Godzilla film I had ever saw, and that one is believe it or not. Okay, here, I'm gonna mention it right now. I don't care what anybody thinks, or everybody knows. I don't care what anybody thinks, but I'm gonna say this: the reason why it's my number one film is because that's the first time I was introduced to Godzilla.
Mm.
And my second, of course, is the one that started it all, 54. And then
Gotcha.
third, I'm just gonna say these three. Third, -1. So
Oh yes.
yeah, so those are my top three, but Ghidorah may not be as good as 54, but it's the first time they add two. It's the first time when it was actually it became a true franchise and a true what do you call it? Just like the Marvel movies. Like, what was it called? It became
the MCU.
Yes, it came. It's the first time, they added, from the same studio, they made it into a franchise.
Oh
And
yeah,
it's
cinematic universe.
exactly. It was like probably one of the first minutes, probably one of the first, or probably the first cinematic universe.
Well,
And
you also have the Universal monsters as well. They're the ones that
exactly. Well, those are
also
first. Yeah, the
those are
Universals
first,
were
yeah.
first. Yeah, the Universals were first, and then it was Toho. So yeah, I
Yes.
got that wrong. Thank you for
Nah,
for
no
correct.
problem. No problem.
But yeah. But anyways, now we're gonna get started on Godzilla versus the Sea Monster, aka Ebirah Horror, the Deep 1966. So, um, I'll let you take it away to start it off, man, and then we'll go back and forth and talk about it. We don't have to go directly about what the film, how the film goes, but we can talk about
Oh yeah.
high points, and stuff like that, and it's just we'll get to it, man.
So yeah, it's basically about, a brother who is trying to find his missing brother that is presumed dead. So he enters a boat competition. Two other men, enter the boat competition as well. It's more like you got to dance to win the boat, but unfortunately, the two friends, that he befriended, you know, but unfortunately, not really. So what they do is they hijack a boat, but that boat already belongs to a notorious criminal thief played by Takarada. And they set sail, and then they get shipwrecked. A giant claw appears, wrecks their boat. They get stranded on an island. They find out that islanders are being held captive an evil group called something like that.
The red bamboo, yeah. As a matter of
The
fact,
red bamboo.
let me just step in real quick. Well, I forgot, man. Um, okay, so Ebirah Horror of the Deep, and it's called. You were right. It's called also Godzilla versus the Sea Monster and Godzilla Ebirah Mothra Big Duel in the South Seas. Is a 1966 Japanese kaiju film directed by Jun Fukuda. Wow, it wasn't even directed by Ishiro Honda. That's crazy. And produced and
Yeah,
distributed by Toho Ltd. And the film stars Akira Takarada, Kumi Mizuno, who's also a regular in the franchise, and then we have
oh yeah,
Akihito Hirata and Isai Amamoto, and features the fictional monster characters Godzilla, Mothra, and Ebirah. It is the seventh film in the Godzilla franchise and features special effects by Sada Masa Arikawa under the supervision of E.G. Tsuburaya, the legendary E.G. Tsuburaya. In the film, Godzilla and Ebirah are portrayed by Haruo Nakajima-san and Hiroshi Sekita, respectively. So yes, just like I'm sorry, man. I should have mentioned the intro earlier, man. So my fibromyalgia dude is acting up. But yeah. So
it's
okay,
okay.
yeah. So well, I just want to mention too the cast. I mean, the legendary Akira. I mean, rest in peace, Akira Takarada as Yoshimura,
Yeah,
and Toru Watanabe as Ryota Kane. It's Kane
uh
in
huh,
Japanese. Yeah, and then it's a Toru Ibuki as Yata Kane. That's the brother that got lost. And then
yeah,
there's Chotaro Togin as Ichino. And then we have Hideo Sunasuka as Nita, and we have Kumi Mizuno as Dio. So yeah,
yeah.
so yeah, it's you can take it away from there, man. I just wanted to do the introduction. So you left off
No, no
at,
worries.
yeah, they're on an island.
So yeah, they're on
Yata,
an island.
yeah.
Yeah, and they see that are being held captive by an evil military group called the Ram Bamboo. One
Hmm.
of the islanders escape, which is a girl. The crew befriends the girl, and so they have to make it out alive, from the island. But the problem is that the island is also guarded by a giant lobster called Ebirah, so there is no way out. But then they stumble upon a cave where Godzilla is sleeping. He's unconscious, and that happened after Battle with King Ghidorah during invasion of Astro Monster, So yeah, he's knocked out, and the only way, to escape is if they wake up Godzilla and have him take care of Ebirah and the red bamboo. But there's also another thing, is that the islanders, they also worship Mothra as well.
Yep. Mosura.
So
Yep.
it's just a escape mission. But here's the thing, though: Godzilla in the movie, he acts a bit like Kong in a way. You know,
Hmm.
like the fascination with the woman, and then him throwing things like rocks or anything. I felt like, while I like that they added a bit more personality to him, but a lot of fans tend to say that he acted kind of out of character. Like,
Mm,
yeah.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I can see that. Like, I can attest to that too. Like, now that I think about it, that I watched it, it's like, yeah, he. I don't think directly like Kong mannerisms, but I mean, maybe maybe they just wanted to give Godzilla a little bit more character, give him more,
Yeah.
make him humanize him a little bit more, and it's a good point you mentioned when after they they're shipwrecked and everything, and they have to go through a bunch of amounts of food, and they call it the brother who's looking for Yata actually, like, just literally, like, just he literally um what's that word called, stole a ship. He literally stole
Yes.
a ship, and they're stranded on, and they're out in the open ocean, and this guy is the only one that knows how to manage a boat, right? And none of these guys don't know anything.
Exactly.
So now they get shipwrecked. They run into Dio. They have to run into the red bamboo. Find out that the red bamboo have to use some kind of they have to make some kind of liquid
Yeah,
to,
like yellow liquid, so that,
yeah, the
just
ships, yeah,
it's like pepper spray for Ebirah, like
yeah, and
Ebirah's
just
allergic to that.
yeah, just so it can see, because how a supply is going to have to be shipped back and forth. If the red bamboo needs supplies, they have to do it. They have to use that yellow liquid to be able to port and ship a lot of supplies, men. How do you think they get those slaves? They
Yeah.
either take them, they're whatever. It's pretty much a slave mission. It's like a slave organization. So they have to produce that liquid to keep Ebirah base. So now enter Godzilla, like we are talking about. Um, I do agree a little bit, but to me, it's still Godzilla. I mean, uh, when they're, and one of my favorite parts of the film is that when we get to the point where they said, you know what, let's disrupt everything. They had to go and find out what they're dealing with. So they go to one of the, I guess, to one of the plants, and they try to find out, okay, well, what the hell, where are we, what are we going to do, what do we need to do. Then they go, one of them gets caught. Dio happens to catch some kind of she thinks it's a necklace, but it's actually it's actually just wire, and they use the wire. She said, that they all come up with a plan to wake up Godzilla. So this is one of my favorite parts of the film, and I'm pretty sure a lot of Godzilla fans love the fact that they use the sword that they find, that during a shipwreck, on the island, and they use that sword, wrap it with the wire. They put it down there where it touches
Oh
Godzilla,
yeah.
and Godzilla up, right? Because they already know about Ebirah, and Ebirah came out just like you said in the beginning of the film. I think Ebirah's costume design for the time still looked pretty good. Still look pretty good.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Um, how they're able to manage with the water, that's great. But now they wake up Godzilla using the lightning. That was one of my favorite parts. That was one of my favorite parts of the film.
Oh
And
yeah.
his dorsal fins light up, his claws and his and on both his hands and feet, are glowing. And then once his eye opens up, like, okay, it's all everything's gonna, it's on, it's on. Like
Oh yeah.
when Godzilla breaks through the mountain, and I really like that part where the storm and the clouds. I know it's a background and everything that they're using in Toho, right? But it goes with it. And okay, and here's one thing, you're probably gonna agree with this. Some of the surfer type of music does go with it, but like the first battle meeting between Godzilla and Ebirah is, I think the music was good for the battle. And it's back and forth. And yeah, I kind of think about it like when Godzilla and Ebirah, are kicking boulders back at each other like they're playing volleyball or some shit. It's when you're a kid, you soak all that shit up. When I was a kid, I soaked it up. Like it's fun, It's fun. Like I'm watching this. I'm 9 years old, so I'm having a lot of fun with it, right? Godzilla starts using his head and everything, and but then once the battle starts really getting into it like that, I like the way Godzilla look, because Godzilla to me, this is one of the most, like I said, one of the most imposing suits that they
Oh
made
yeah.
in the Showa era. Is one of the most imposing.
Oh
And
yes, I agree.
and like I said, before I pass it back to you, we get to the part where Godzilla and Ebirah finally fight. And let's not forget, they mentioned Mothra. Dio's indigenous native tribe, they worship Mothra. And it's funny how I mentioned too that Ishiro Honda did not direct this film, and the special effects were just under supervision by E.G. Tsuburaya. So that's something I looked it up. I'm like, wow, I did not even know that, man. Like, I did not know that.
Oh yeah.
And but having found out Dio's tribe worship Mothra, we also realize they're not using the peanuts either as the
Yeah.
fairies or the Shobijin. So they're not using the same girls. They're using a different set of twins.
Oh
So
yes.
and even the music to Mothra before we get to the actual battle between the first battle between Ebirah and Godzilla, the music is still there, but it's kind of not different. That's just my opinion. And I like how they made, I like how Mothra looks kind of beat up. I'm not gonna lie, this Mothra looked kind of beat up a little bit. Um, but it's still went with the film, because like I said, when I'm young, I'm watching this. It's all I'm soaking it up. When we're young, this and when we're watching it. Now I see it when we watched it. It's like, wow, Mothra looks pretty banged up.
Oh yeah.
The prop, I mean the prop or the puppet looks pretty beat up. But they kind of touched it up a little towards the end, but we'll get to that. But yeah, and then the Godzilla and Ebirah throw down, and it's funny, man. Godzilla finally goes in. Godzilla, they're doing their land and water, whatever, and then funny how probably Ebirah didn't think that Godzilla can go into the water. Godzilla's that's his domain. Water is his domain.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's sea monster. If you kind of think about it, it's sea monster versus sea monster.
Oh yeah, I agree.
You know what I'm saying? So they should have named it sea monster versus sea monster. And I'm just but
Yeah.
but yeah, it's Godzilla's strength, literally, man. I mean, I'm pretty sure Ebirah's strong, especially it's not gonna feel good when he uses the pincers or the
Oh
claws
yeah.
on Godzilla's arm. Godzilla was actually writhing in pain when Ebirah caught him with one. I mean, Godzilla was
Exactly. Yeah.
so, but Godzilla it's Godzilla, man. He adjusts, he evolves with it, and he just manhandles Ebirah. Blasts Ebirah with his atomic breath, and this is the part where, okay, well, Ebirah goes away. He's like, okay, Ebirah's okay. Live to fight another day. We'll do your thing, but.
Yeah.
That's just on the first fight. That's just my take on the first fight. It's decent. It's decent. Not one of the best fights, but I did like the different atmosphere of the dark, the dark clouds, the storm clouds using the legendary big pool, the giant pool in Toho Studios, and just the lighting and the way Godzilla looked and Ebirah. And the first battle was just insane. The storm when it's coming down. Now that I talked about it, and the battles where when Ebirah takes him, Ebirah uses his the tail and gets Godzilla down, and they start fighting underneath the water. And Ebirah starts to find out, well, shit, Godzilla's not only strong on land, he's strong underwater too. So it's like,
Yeah.
it's you. I could kind of understand why they went like, when we thought of, well, it's Godzilla, it's Kong. Kong cannot fight underwater. Kong would not last.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kong wouldn't last fucking 5 minutes with Ebirah underneath the water. Ebirah will just drown him. So it's like,
Exactly. But then again, Kong is intelligent, so he'll find a way to, you know, get out of Ebera's grasp one way or
yeah,
another.
yeah. It would just remind me of how Godzilla versus Kong, how Kong struggled with Godzilla in the deep water. So it's
Yeah,
like,
and
you know,
and also the fight with the Kraken, in that Skull Island anime show,
yeah,
the
yeah,
final fight, yeah,
yeah, yeah.
where he uses a ship to smash the Kraken's face in.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
absolutely. So yeah, it was good. But now, let me get your take. What's your take on the first battle between
First,
um
uh,
Ebirah, Ebirah and Godzilla?
First battle as a kid, I thought it was fun. Godzilla
Mhm.
fighting Ebirah, both on top of the water and then under the water. I would love to see more underwater battles, in
Yeah.
future Godzilla movies. I love that. But only when Godzilla is fighting an opponent that is a sea creature. Yeah.
No, absolutely. I
But
think, yeah. I mean, it's true. Like Ebirah's not in the upper echelon of Godzilla's most dangerous adversaries. Especially pertaining to the fact that Godzilla is also a sea monster. So
hmm
uh, it did make me think now that I'm picturing it in my mind. It's like sea monster versus sea monster, and God Ebirah may have a harder exterior as far as his shell and his he may have his armor probably has as far as durability on the frontal part of his body, but like the legs, the tail, very
yeah.
vulnerable. I'm pretty sure Ebro's super powerful as far as the strength, compared to the pressure of his claws. But I don't. It obviously as far as like strength, like coming from the body to the arm is. I think it's a little limited because he did, we'll talk about that when it happens to him at the end. But it's still like you said, it's still fun. And yeah, I would like to see another undersea monster battle. But then, I thought about what everybody's been fucking showing and sharing is what's gonna happen on the new Apple series of what it's called, Monarch Legacy of Monsters.
Yeah.
Looks like another Kraken type of
Yeah.
Titan they're gonna have to mess with. But
Yeah.
it's but
They call it Titan X. Yeah.
yeah, I'm like. And they all know it. Legendary all knows it. Ain't gonna be no one better than Ghidorah. Everybody knows that. Ain't
Exactly.
gonna be
Yeah.
no better than Ghidorah. But yeah. So good fight in the beginning. Love the atmosphere. Love the stage, the lighting, the cinematography was great. So um now we go to the fact that they want to free Dio, and they have to get their friend back because their friend also got captured.
Yeah.
So they want to find out, okay, well, we need to the Dio, but first Dio says, I believe in Mothra. Mothra will save us, but we have to set everything up. So once he gets captured, their friend, he starts letting him know right away, hey, look, I know Dio, Dio's out there. She escaped. So let's try to, I'm pretty sure they're gonna try to save us. I know those guys my friends are gonna try to save us, right? And then it's funny how one of them, the hero, was actually a freaking crook.
Yeah.
Akira Takarada's character is a crook, right? So
Yeah.
they're trying to stage, they want to plan out to get everybody out, right? So then they start doing these things, these ridiculous things, as some of the stories in Godzilla films in the Showa era, later Showa era, were kind of ridiculous. But they go to the point where they're trying to hatch out a plan and get their friends back and get and they find Yata finally finds his brother and everything. So they want to see where they can defeat the Red Bamboo, get everybody out. And then it plays into the fact Mothra is going to be a part of this, and I'm glad that Mothra was a part of this film. So
Yeah.
and now I'll pass it on from that place where I'm passing on, where they're at the point where they're trying to use these two steel things to get in there and try to find out what they can do to to try to because they don't
Yeah,
know
to
about.
like.
Yeah,
Mhm.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, that they want to, break in the hideout. Yeah, they're trying to see if they can find some kind of, escape route, something like
Yeah,
that. Supplies and all that.
yeah. Keep talking, man. Take it from there.
It's also interesting because, one the evil general, the one with the eye patch, he looked like he could be, you know, yeah.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
No, 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 no. Yeah, yeah. He looked like he could be Daisuke Serizawa's evil twin. Yeah,
Oh,
that's what what
yeah,
what I imagines. Because
yeah,
they're both played by the same actor. You know, Serizawa is a good guy, and this guy is a bad guy. So I'm thinking like, wait, are they related or something like that? So. Uh, I'm not sure, but anyways, it almost it's like a spy thriller as well.
yeah,
Especially when the music is playing. When Ebirah's claw appears, it sounds
yeah,
like one of the themes in 007.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah. And then
yeah, and
keep going, keep going.
yeah, and then that's the thing, the characters, I feel like all of them are likable. There's not a single one I hate because I find them enjoyable. They have their flaws, they have I believe fun personalities, they get along great and whatnot, and they're all trying to survive, they're all trying to like, get off this island and make it out alive. That's the only thing. Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, yeah, yeah. They're no, absolutely. They're all likable. They're all very likable, and yeah, I don't think one of them really got annoying at all. I mean, maybe just in the beginning, the brother that literally stole the freaking ship,
Oh
like
yeah.
literally stole the boat. That maybe was a little bit, that was a little bit like okay, that's shady, but hey, it's a movie, and yeah, I like what you said about the double O type of spy thriller type, and then the crook becomes the savior, and becomes the leader, and makes the skeleton key, and try and he has this little thing of how to unlock stuff, and then they find out that there's a fusion reactor in there, so it's nuclear, so they have all that, and then when they're trying to break in and try to get everybody situated and try to get everybody out, it's like we got to save everyone, you got to try to save everyone, but dude, you can't do it like that. You got to freaking you got to take your time with it. You can't just rush in. I mean, you can't just rush in and save everybody. And Yata is the one that he tries to be a hero for everything. He's a dude, you're gonna make a mistake, then just relax, calm down. And that's Akira's character telling him, we gotta think things through first instead of just trying to be a hero. And then this is where they're running away again, and Dio gets caught. Dio gets like cornered by some of the red bamboo, and then on the mountain, right? And then she ends up higher in the mountain than Godzilla's up there in that mountain.
Yeah.
And then Godzilla's like, okay, well, there's, what the hell is it? He's like, what's this? Like, who are you? It's a tiny little creature right there. And then we have the introduction of, what did they call it? The vulture?
Oh yeah, the giant condor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah, the vulture. I say vulture, I said condor.
Condor, yeah. The
My,
giant
my mind is
condor.
so off today, man. I apologize, but
Yeah. No, it's
yeah,
it's fine. It's fine.
yeah, the giant condor. I think doesn't he have a name? I don't know. Somebody gave him a name, or I don't know. They might give him a name.
Uh
I think they even made a collectible. I think
oh
Bandai
yeah,
made.
they made a figure of the giant condor.
Yeah,
Everyone voted for that, including me. I don't know why. It's like I don't know why everybody is so crazy over the giant condor. What is it about this thing that makes it so special? Like I don't get it.
maybe it's because everybody felt bad because Godzilla, roasted it.
Oh yeah.
Like that.
Oh
That
yeah.
I do admit was kind of overkill, man. When Godzilla just shoots, like Godzilla got so tired of it, he's, I'm just gonna blow it out of the sky. And then I mean, because that was a pretty big condor, man. But I mean, what is it gonna do? Why did it attack Godzilla in the first place? What is it?
Oh yeah.
What does it? What would it have gotten out of any? What did it got? What? How can I say it, man? What could it got out of? I mean, what does it get out of fighting Godzilla? Like knowing this, it's not going to do anything, But it's just, I guess they just wanted to add it. But But yeah, but I mean, it was funny when I was a kid. It was funny, man. When he's just smacking it, when everything is like it's freaking getting smashed into the boulders and all this, and it shakes his head and all this, and like then but I did feel bad when Godzilla blew out of the sky. It's like, oh wow, was that supposed to happen? And I was a kid, I felt kind of bad, and then it just fell into the water and died, I guess. But it's. I mean, I know, but I did see how they voted for it, and they actually got a figure of it, and they're selling it. I think they're selling it now. I think it's available.
It is.
But yeah, it's I guess it's just like when everybody lost their crap when Tiamat got killed by Godzilla, and then when from Godzilla, what Godzilla and Kong. The new Empire.
Godzilla Kong, the new Empire, yeah.
And then the part where even Scylla was freaking wiped out by Godzilla in the beginning of that movie. So it's like everybody, oh, what happened? And then the Drowned Viper, come on, the Drowned Viper. It's like everybody's like, well, let's get something out of that. Like they even have like you said, didn't you get a Drowned Viper figure? Like they made figures.
I got it from Playmates. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, so they're making like a lot of the obscure monsters they're trying to bring back, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
it's cool, but there's nothing wrong with it. But like continuing on, the Godzilla had a little bit of fun with the vulture, gets tired of it, and then roasts it, goes into the ocean, and then Godzilla said, and Godzilla she looks at Godzilla.
He looks at the woman, the islander. Yeah.
Yeah, he looks at her and then he's just like, "Is that?" Yeah, he goes. Doesn't he go like this? Doesn't he go like shh or something?
Yeah. A little rubbing his nose. Yeah,
or something. Well, I don't know. I don't know if it was him saying that or whatever because like it's Japanese. I don't think they do that in Japan. But
I
was like,
I don't know.
I was like, what is he trying to do? I mean, I still till this day I still try to figure. I don't know if he's telling her to shoot to be quiet or if he's just rubbing his nose, or I'm like, I don't know, but. But it's like he just and then he sits back down, starts to relax, and then the red bamboo sends jets at Godzilla. And I will get to that point where I do remember I don't remember in the recorded version that I had, I think it was the US version, they didn't have any music. They didn't have the weird kind of kid music. It's like a child's kind of music that was playing during the jet attack on Godzilla, and I'm like, I don't remember this. I don't remember this being in the version that I have recorded on VHS. Yeah. And so I'm like, I didn't even know about that. And then Godzilla gets done with that, and then what happens? Oh, and then once Godzilla's distracted with the planes, that's when Dio finally was able to escape and rejoin the rest of the people. And everything, and the rest of the guys, right? And then you can take it from there, man.
Oh yeah, like after the jets and whatnot. I forgot, what happens next, but I do know is that the brother, when they were infiltrating the Red Bamboo base, they got separated. The brother went on the hot air balloon. And he landed on Infant Island where Mothra is, and he reunited with his brother. And, he wants to get back to the other island because his friends are over there. He wants to, save them too. So they go on another rescue mission and, hopefully to like save them, just to wait till, Mothra wakes up so they could, build like a giant net, something to carry them to Infant Island, and all types of crazy stuff happens. Godzilla attacks the red bamboo base, but he doesn't use his atomic burst. It just throws rocks at the base, whatnot, and they infiltrate the place, and it turns out the island is gonna self-destruct soon. Yeah,
Yeah.
because the red bamboo, unfortunately, are making their escape. But the thing is, though, one of the prisoners that they captured, I would say the one who is an idiot, he devised a plan to use like the fake liquid, so that way when the red bamboo try to escape, the liquid won't work. It's not the real one, it's the fake one. And unfortunately, when Ebirah appears, he destroys the ship, and that's the end of the red bamboo. And Godzilla and Ebirah, they have their rematch and whatnot, and Godzilla kicks Ebirah's ass. He rips both of his pincers apart, and then all of a sudden Mothra comes. They all the giant nest, but I don't know, Godzilla starts to fight Mothra for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe it's because of territorial. They get into a scuffle. Mothra knocks Godzilla down with her wing, and she escapes with the islanders. And they when they look back, the girl native, she feels bad for Godzilla, and they all feel bad too, because Godzilla helped them escape, and they try to shout out to Godzilla to run, get out, the island's gonna blow and stuff like that. So yeah, like Godzilla jumps out of the cliff and into the ocean, and the island blows up. They escape. Everyone survives. Even Godzilla too. We see him, swimming. Like, yeah, he made it out alive. So, and that's about it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and it's really crazy because like when you're young, right? When I saw it when I was younger, um, it was just like, okay, wow, you're when you're kind of concerned for Godzilla, right? Because Mothra did not, I think Mothra was trying to talk to him, but I think Godzilla was the one that instigated a battle, because Mothra's like, I'm not trying to fight here. You need to get out. Like there's probably a bomb. They're talking monster talk, right? So it's like, hey, I need to get out of here. I'm out of here, but I don't have time for you. So that's when Mothra but the puppet. If you notice, the puppet of Mothra, the prop of Mothra, was way bigger than Godzilla.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like, and the way Mothra just like literally knocked him over with one wing, I was like, holy shit, like that's insane. But it's like when I saw that, I'm like, okay, that's cool. And then you're concerned for Godzilla, right? And then aside from the that detonator that one of the scientists detonated, because that's what the order was. You need to, if we're no longer, the bed bamboo has been decimated. We don't leave any trace of evidence that we were here and all that stuff. Freaking like you said, like spy stuff, and they can't turn it off. So in other words, they try to turn it off when Godzilla's already attacking the red bamboo, and they're in that I think in that not base, but it was like, I guess it was a plant, like an underground plant, and they have to tell them they're trying to like stop it from detonating, because the guy that the scientist before he dies says, look, there's a detonation, you better get off, because it's if it goes down, this whole place is going to blow up. And they try to, it's cool because they all try to stop it, but they say they can't stop it. So that's why they say, build a net, Mothra will come, they're going to wake her up, and they're going to, she's going to come pick up everybody, especially the natives, the people of Infinite Island. So, going back to Godzilla instigating the fight with Mothra, that was pretty quick. Mothra's like, I don't got time for you, man. So, gotta go. But the funny thing is, when I'm young, you said we don't know this. We don't know that Godzilla's radioactive. We don't know that Godzilla can survive he can't. It's funny how it's a nuclear bomb on an island. It's not gonna kill him.
Exactly.
So as I got older.
If it were King Kong, it would make sense.
Yeah. But I'm like, it's not Godzilla is not gonna freaking he's not gonna kill him. But I guess as I say, like, when we were younger, when he I don't know anything about that. I don't know. We don't know anything. We don't know any better, right? So, but
Yeah,
when I watched it again, rewatched it like a few days ago, I'm still thinking to myself, why are they freaking out? Godzilla is radioactive. Lightning couldn't kill him. It woke him up.
exactly.
So yes, and then they have there is some ridiculousness to the movie, but it's to me it's fun ridiculousness, so, and Godzilla does finally, he realizes that, Mothra just left him there. Like, Godzilla, come on, man, at least be at least a couple of rounds, I need to work off this frustration. I just beat the crap out of a freaking giant lobster, man. So he Mothra leaves him there. They take off. Godzilla's like, why'd you guys leave? Like, what's up, man?
Yeah.
Like, where's the party at?
Oh yeah,
And
I
then
hear you.
and then finally he starts to realize, okay, there's something wrong. Like, we gotta, I gotta get off this thing. And he does
Oh
the
yeah.
famous Godzilla jump into the ocean from the
Uh-huh.
cliff. And
Oh
then
yeah.
he goes away. And then they finally realize that Godzilla did make it. They did say towards the end, they do see that Godzilla did make it, and Godzilla did get off the island. So
Oh
that's
yeah.
that's the good part. And then, there's the ending to it. So, but yeah, man, it's a great, it's a fun film for me. Like, it's a very fun film, and one of the first Godzilla films I had ever watched. And, like, the there are the what's it called, the beach style music, the surfer music or
Oh
whatever.
yeah. Hmm.
Some of that plays into it, but some of it doesn't play into it. If that makes any
Yeah.
sense. And the Red Bamboo they were all right. I mean, it had the human plot it was not as bad as other human plots that we've seen in Godzilla movies, but
Yeah.
it was great, man. And again, like, Mothra, the Mothra puppet looked a little bit better. Like, they touched it up a little bit towards the end of the film. Like, they touched it up, but in the beginning, for me, it just looked kind of beat up. But I mean, but aside from that, Godzilla, Ebirah, Mothra, uh, the cast, the story was good. I thought Godzilla looked great. Like, Godzilla
Oh
looked
yeah. Oh yeah.
Godzilla
I
looked
even got a
oh,
figure of the suit. It's called the Daisenso Goji suit. I think that's what it's called. Yeah.
Daisenso Goji. Hey, I
Yeah.
mean, that's something. And I should when I had the chance, I should have got the Ebirah. I should have got the Ebirah freaking um figure, man. But it's like, oh well, man. Because like I said,
Yeah.
it's one of my favorite films, man. And I enjoy it. I mean, in a lot of Godzilla movies, like, I don't watch a lot of Godzilla movies. I have all the movies, but it's like
Hmm. Me too.
I have you have to be, I guess I have to be like, you have to be in a mood to feel like, okay, I'm not doing nothing, I'm killing watch watch a Godzilla movie, like, just to spend the just to kill time or stuff like that. I love Godzilla, obviously we love Godzilla, but it's like I'm more like, I have to really be like in the mood to watch Godzilla. Like, I have to be,
Oh
okay,
yeah, of
let me watch
course.
this one. Like, especially for this, like, I've been wanting to do this one because, like I said, it's one of my favorites, and I saw
Uh-huh.
it 3 times, like, a few days ago, just because I wanted, get it, get it in, But then there's life, and then there's, stuff that, comes in, and like that you get distracted. But man, it's to me, it's a great film, man. I mean, it's not like I give it, to me, just because I loved it as a kid. I give it, like, I'll just give it like a freaking 8.5 because I love it as a kid. But
Yeah.
what do you think of it? What do you give it, man? What's your rating for it?
For me, it's. I mean, I enjoyed it, even though it's not a good movie. I still think it's a guilty pleasure. I would give it like a 6 out of 10. It's not
Yeah,
bad. It's not bad. It's no masterpiece, but it's a movie that you just sit down, relax, have fun with it. Hey, invite a few friends over, grab drinks, and just enjoy. It's a good time.
yeah, exactly, man.
And
It's
and and yeah,
but
and it's also a good movie to introduce kids to Godzilla to, because
yeah,
it's a fun movie. It's the Showa era. Everything is all goofy, wacky, even though they have dark moments in some of the movies.
Yeah. No, of course. No, it's absolutely, man. And like I said, I agree. To me, like I said, it's all about just being one of the first ones that I saw is the reason why I like it so much. I mean, is not the best. No, is it the best film? No, it's not. Is it probably my favorite Showa era Godzilla suit design? Yes, it is.
Oh yeah.
It's probably my favorite Showa era design. But
Oh,
that it has Mothra in it. The introduction of Ebirah, Kumi Mizuno being in it, Akira Takarada. Like to me, it's more of a nostalgic, um, favorite of mine. It's more like just because it has a lot of the things it has a lot of the atmospheric, um, characters that go with it. I guess that I love about it,
yeah.
and that's why I wanted to talk about it. That's why I wanted to finally because I've been this one has been on the back burner for a while. Like this one has been on the back burner for a while, man. Like let me tell you, I was supposed to do this back in 2025 in the beginning.
Oh yeah.
So I was supposed to do it like back then. So it's like I'm finally glad to do it and get it finally get done with it, man. But it's just like I said, it's one of my favorites as a kid. Um, no, it's not. No, it's not the best one, but it's just to me, it's one of the ones that I like the most, man. And finally, I was able
I hear
to share. Yeah, and finally, I'm glad that I was able to share it with you. Especially making your debut on the Sci-Fi Society and stuff like that, man. And
No,
and
no
another thing,
problem, man.
too, like what other parts did you like about it? What aside from just the film and like the characters, like what did you like the set designs? What did you also like about it?
Well, what else that I like about it? It has like a fun tone to it. You don't take it seriously, but at the same time, the characters, they're enjoyable to watch. And, I really like the set pieces they use, even though,
Mhm.
yeah, it's on an island, but I feel like the set design, even for today's standards, still hold up, you know.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. It's and I remember like saying that earlier that the way they set the way they had to set for the first battle in the storm and during the storm
Mhm.
like that. Wow, dude. Like you can. It's like it actually looks like it's during a brutal storm, like a brutal freaking storm, man. And I love the way it looked. The cinematography was great. The suits look great. Ebra looked pretty imposing for a '60s kaiju, and kind of realistic, a little bit realistic, um,
Yeah.
compared to a lot of the other Ultraman kaiju's. Let me tell you, but
Yeah.
uh, but yeah, it's and Kumi Mizuno, acting as one of the native girls, and it's just like I said, it's more for me a nostalgic type of feel, man. And but I really did enjoy the film, and what it showed at the time when I saw it, and I mean, I just really I if I could, do they sell that? Are they selling that figure the one that you got?
This from the 50th memorial box. You could find it at eBay. If you get it for a good price, I would recommend it. He's one of the best figures out there, in my opinion.
Yeah, because I got it because I want to get a 65 or a 66 suit version of Godzilla. I mean, I know they probably made one for what do you call it, for X Plus, man. But I ain't paying that much for that one, dude. I don't
Yeah, I
I don't
hear you,
collect
man.
anymore. Like I don't collect anymore. I stopped collecting. It's already been close to almost a year that I stopped collecting. It's Godzilla,
Oh
yeah, I
yeah,
stopped collecting. I just collect now. I just collect films. I buy DVDs, movies like that. They're there.
I hear you.
I don't know,
Yeah.
but I don't put but I don't stay. Oh, give me a second. Okay, sorry. I don't. I don't. I don't. I don't have a lot of other things like a lot of collectibles. I don't collect anything anymore, man, because it's getting. I mean, it was good, but it's becoming expensive,
I
and
agree. Yeah.
then it's like if I have to sell some of them, I kept some of the boxes so that way if I want to sell some of them, I can ask people or whatever, especially people that I know here to see if they would want to buy for a good price. But yeah, it's a fun hobby, man. But it gets expensive, and once you run out of room, it's
It
like.
does get expensive.
But like the one you have, I mean that's small. That one I can find somewhere to put it. Especially
Oh
when I
yeah.
get because when I get my apartment, I already have all my furniture. I already have all my furniture. I have everything. Once I get the property, once I get a property, then I can start making any small
Yeah.
necessary sales for some of the stuff I have, but it won't be a lot. But it's just I have not bought anything like a wild Godzilla like that. Actually, one of the last ones is I don't know if you can see it. It's the -1 right there in the corner. I'm
Yeah, I
pointing
saw
at
it.
it. Yeah,
Hmm.
like right there. That's one of the last ones that I bought. And I bought that one last year, and it's just expensive, man. It can't do, especially with everything
I
now.
agree, man. I agree.
Especially with everything going up. And I just noticed you have I noticed you got. Is that the Hia version of Ghidorah?
Yeah, that's the first release that I got. The first Skidora. Not 2.0, not the golden one, just the regular version, the first release.
Oh, okay. And then one on the bottom, is that also Ghidorah or is that just a dragon?
Oh, that's Skidora, the SH Monster Arts special color version.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have the original. I have the very first Ghidorah SH Monster Arts that came out in 2019. I have that one. But I
Cool.
sold but I sold my Ghidorah. I had that one, the special color version. I sold that one. It was
I
brand new
see.
still in the box, so I sold that one. But yeah, it's just it piles up, man, and you run out
I
of
hear you,
space.
man. Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, what's up?
I hear you, man. I hear you run out of space. You know, and it costs money, too, and it kind of makes you wonder. You also think, did I really need to buy this? Did I really needed it? Stuff like that. That's the problem. It's like, there's a figure you want, but then when you get it, you feel like, if like, why did I buy this? What's it gonna serve to me? Yeah.
Dude, like I said,
Yeah.
man, we'll talk a little bit about that before we wrap it up, man. But yeah, it's that like, and I have Anguirus right here. SH Monster Arts. I have Anguirus right there.
Yeah. Yeah. I also have right over there. Right
Oh,
there.
you also have it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Right
I see
there.
it. I see him. I see him.
It's right there. Yeah.
Yeah, like see, man, I got that one last year too. But that one and the that one, and I have the Destroyer. I bought the Destroyer. I think earlier last year I bought the Destroyer Super 8, the 10-inch um one.
I
I
see.
bought that one. I bought that one, and that one is one of my pride and joys now, man. But I couldn't. I didn't know where I was gonna put it, and I was like, okay, so I gotta put it up there. But yeah, man, it gets expensive, and then especially right now with everything going up, and everybody, like a lot of people, like even like people here that know me and like my family is, oh, you haven't bought any, like, no, no, for why? It's like I'm like you. I kind of like bought some of them, and I'm like, when you get them, you're like, okay, you feel like, okay, I got it. It looks good, whatever. So now what?
Yeah. I hear you, man. I definitely hear you.
So I'm like you. Like I have more small ones than anything. I don't have like a lot of big ones, but I have more small ones, and it's like, um, it's easy for me to sell some of them because I just I know people that I can just sell them to for cheap, and I do it because, and I'll do it because I know, say if I wanted, say if I put one on sale that say you would want, I'll say, okay, look, I'll give it to you for a really good price, man, just as long as I know it's going to somebody who's going to appreciate it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And because like once, the good thing is I stopped there. and I had to tell myself, okay, that's it. Like it's because I still see like they have the release now of the Super 8 Godzilla, Burning Godzilla that comes with the flame, that comes with the attachments of the flame and everything.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, oh my god, I was so tempted, but I'm like, where am I gonna put it?
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, I would have to sell some of the ones I have just to make room for that. And
Yeah,
I'm
I
like,
hear you.
and I told myself, no, I'll just stick to watching the movie, man. I have them on the film, I have them on a DVD and a Blu-ray and a TV. That's it, bro. I can't. It's and then like you still have other. I'm pretty sure you collect other types of figures aside from Godzilla figures. So it's like once I luckily I still have one more at the bottom shelf. It's all clear, so I
Yeah.
have something for when I move out. I can put stuff there that that stuff that's like miscellaneous. Like you can
Mm-hmm.
just put stuff there like books because I have books. I had to buy two more. I had to buy two more little bookshelves because I have a lot of the books too. Like I'm pretty sure you got the. Did you ever get the Godzilla's? What do you call it? What's it called? Godzilla the first 70 years. Did you get that big old thick book?
Big old thick book. No, I didn't get that one yet.
Yeah, I bought that one, and that's it's like this thick, man. It's like that thick,
Mm,
and
wow.
it's about 10 inches. It's like 10 inches tall. And it's like the first 70 years of Godzilla, man. It's like I think it's like shit. I think it was like $69. Now it's probably more,
Yeah.
but it's because I have to get books and I have comics and I have the Castlevania stuff. I got a Castlevania book, so but yeah, man, like it gets hard. Like here, I had to. I don't know if you're into it, but you know who that is, right?
Yeah, Beast
Yeah, like
from X-Men.
this is so hard to find right now. Like,
I agree, man.
and I was lucky I bought it like back, and I was lucky I bought it like 3 years ago. I bought it for cheap, but now like everybody's like, because people are looking for some of them, and I have other small statues that I bought, but they're cheaper. But it's because if you have the room and you can make room, then it's okay if they're small. Like if they're like say if they're like no like there's smaller ones. I can't take them out, but like if you have room, you can make room, then it's cool. But like the bigger ones, no more big ones, man. I have the Rodan X, the X Plus Rodan,
Yeah.
2019. Dude, that one. I like when I move out, I'm gonna be like, where am I gonna put that? Like I
Oh
don't know
yeah,
where I'm gonna
I
put that one.
agree.
But yeah, man. But I was
Oh,
also gonna say, but I was also gonna tell you before we wrap it up. Oh, you know what? Which Godzilla is that one in the back, the big tall green one?
oh, that's a model kit me and my dad put together. During I bought it at my local Toys R Us. I miss Toys R Us.
Don't even tell me about Toys R Us, man. Like,
Yeah, man.
and you're a youngster, bro. Toys R Us back in my era, dude, was you don't want to go home when
Exactly.
you go to Toys R Us. You don't want to go home, and they had good prices too. And I
Oh yeah.
remember I have a few. I bought a few of the Trendmasters Godzillas from
Oh
Toys R
yeah.
Us, and I still have them from the '90s. But they're
Oh yeah.
some of them are falling apart. But
Gotcha.
I still have Biollante, and I still have Gigan, and I have Rodan, and I have Mecha Godzilla. And then yeah, I was gonna get the Shimo Hia Stylus series one, the statue, but
Uh-huh.
nowhere to put it. Like nowhere to put it, man. But there's a is there and I was gonna ask you, is there anything else? Oh, as a matter of fact, man, now that you're here, let's talk a little bit about your channel. Like
Yeah.
have you got anything coming up, or have you just been taking a break, or is there anything you're
Yeah,
working
yeah, the thing is I've been taking a break, I do want to get back to it soon, but it's just lately I haven't had the time or the energy to do more videos, I do want to get back to it, but I'm just been, oh man, so busy and burnout with work and stuff, and I'm also planning to, move out soon eventually. Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, man. Well, like I said, if you do have anything planned, or if you decide to, like say you come to me and you say, hey, you know what, you got this plan, you got that plan. It's like, just let me know, man, and we can run another. I'll let you know, because I know you don't, you wouldn't mind just doing like Godzilla, right? Like me Jedi and Film Fanatic, and I want to get some of the other guys from the new True Savage
Yeah.
group to see if we
And
can get some stuff going with different films and
oh
right,
yeah,
right,
definitely. Not just Godzilla, but movies in general, like
yeah,
there are movies I love, like anniversaries that are coming up for films that we love.
yeah, exactly, man, and I'll definitely get with you on that. And because Jedi was supposed to join us on this one, but he had plans, so that's why it was just me and you. But
Yeah.
definitely gonna get D Film Fanatic on again. And as far as like what I got coming up before we wrap it up, I do have just one more um live stream coming up with Jedi Granville, and that's gonna be for a movie called Blood In, Blood Out, Bound by Honor. And
I see.
it's more of a it's definitely not sci-fi, but it's more of like a drama. It's more of like a drama
Uh-huh.
film, and based off of like it's based off of like life in East LA and stuff like that. So I've been doing, if you, yeah, you already have seen that we're doing a lot of different I'm doing a lot of different movies, man. And uh it's not that I'm not wanting to do Godzilla films. It's just that when I first started, I was doing so many Godzilla films that I said, okay, well, you know what? I don't want to just like scan through all of the Godzilla movies, so I want to space them out. And I want to space them out and do them, do a few different movies: sci-fi, horror, action, drama, suspense, stuff like that. And that's why I'm spacing out Godzilla films, because we still got to do after this. Me and Jedi are probably gonna do. It's my favorite Gamera film. It's called War of the Monsters, aka Gamera versus Barugan.
Oh yeah,
And
that one too.
that one to me is the best and the most serious toned Gamera movie in the Showa era.
Oh yeah. Even
And
though
it's
Gamera, feels like an afterthought in that movie.
it's in, and that's why I want to talk about it. And after that one, that's so far what I have lined up. But we also have to go off of my brother D from Fanatics schedule, because he works 9 to 5, you work 9 to 5, so I know how that is.
Yeah,
And,
I hear you.
and me since I have I pretty much have an open schedule during the weekend. So
Uh-huh.
it's like I just have to wait and get with Jedi and get with D and see what films you can do, and then
Yeah.
because I want to get you on again, but I think it would be better to get you on. I think it would be better to get you on again when it's just me and you, it's just one on one,
Gotcha.
and we'll talk about what other films. There's so many films, dude. There's so many movies that we can talk about, and I've been aiming towards more Gamera again too. So I'm adding Gamera and Godzilla, but I'm also adding like we're gonna add the first Fast and Furious movie, the one that came out in 2000, and we're also gonna do want to do Predator Badlands. I don't know if you ever saw that one.
Oh yeah, I saw Predator Badlands.
Yeah, so I want to do some of those, but I'll definitely keep you in the loop, man. And whenever you let me know too, whenever you have days off and stuff like that, especially
Oh yeah,
Saturdays.
will do.
And or even if you do you work a lot during the week?
Sometimes depending on my schedule.
Even if you have say a late Wednesday or Thursday off, or you're not doing nothing, you feel like you want to run another movie, another review,
Yeah, yeah,
just let me
yeah,
know, man. And I
will
because
do.
I'm gonna start getting more. I want to plan out, because I like to plan out sooner instead of
Okay.
just going off the cuff. And
Yeah.
because it's easier. So that way, you know, if there's a film that we both can agree on, so okay, let's cover it, let's do it. But yeah,
Yeah.
man. But besides that, everybody who was watching, man, I want to thank you. This is one of my. This is like I said, for me, it's just one of my favorite Godzilla films because it's one of the first ones I saw as a kid, and I want to thank Alzilla for joining me on this volume 31 for Godzilla versus Sea Monster, aka Ebirah Horror of the Deep, and it was his debut on the Sci-Fi Society / True Savage Gaming, and that's the way we are, man. Like if he's already been in the group for a long time. It's just the first time I was actually able to have him on a video discussion since I don't do live streams anymore. And you know, gotta work with what you have, and I always just keep I always keep finding ways to, you know, just to keep going. And I want to thank you, Alzilla, man. It was a blast. It was fun. It was you know, nostalgic for me, man, going back to Godzilla, and we'll see, man. And as far once I get into the Heisei era, and I already told Jedi, but I really want to, you know, once I get into Heisei era, then we can also, you know, I'll also let you know which movies you want to do from the Heisei era.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And then, but other films, like I said, sci-fi, horror, suspense, action, we do it all here on the Sci-Fi Society, man. The Sci-Fi Society, though we are small now, we still keep evolving. We still keep, you know, going with the flow, moving forward, always coming out with, you know, even though we're not flashy, we're not trying to be, you know, trying to get a lot of, you know, attention and stuff like that. We just talk about films that we love, man. We do it because we love it. We're not doing it because we're trying to look for anything. So those who are watching the video discussion, man, thank you very much. And thank you, Al, for joining me, man. So remember,
no problem, man.
Remember, everyone, this is Daniel, True Savage, representing True Savage Gaming, the Sci-Fi Society, with Alzilla 09. And I hope you all have a good weekend, the rest of your weekend, and we are out, everyone.
All right. Take care, everyone.
Hold on, let me just...
That whole story is like, that's pay-per-view, guys. Like, you don't get a lot of that stuff.
All right, one day.